Okay, Miss Thomas,
Yes.
you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Unfortunately, I'm so sorry to waste your time, my time. I just want child support for my baby.
Okay.
That's it.
Well, you're not really wasting my time. I have to be here.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
and this is what we do. That's what court is for. You want child support? How old is your baby?
my baby is 2 years old.
Okay. In 2 years, has dad
No,
provided
he
anything?
ain't did nothing. He ain't gave me a $2 bill,
Okay.
nothing. My son, all he wants is a relationship with his father. He don't even want dad.
Welcome back to Judge Bench, the place where real courtroom drama meets real life. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a story that hits home. Today's episode takes us into a case that starts as a simple request but quickly reveals deeper emotions and unresolved tensions. A young mother steps into court asking for financial support for her 2-year-old son, but what unfolds is a heartfelt journey through trust, heartbreak, and accountability. The case opens with Ms. Thomas approaching the bench, visibly emotional. She politely apologizes for taking up the court's time, but the judge quickly reassures her. This is exactly why the court exists, to help settle what can't be resolved alone. Ms. Thomas shares that her son is 2 years old, and in all that time, she says, the child's father has only handed her a single $2 bill. That's it. What begins as a legal matter soon becomes a look into a relationship marked by disappointment and a mother's fight to secure what her child deserves.
But
Well, address me. Don't address him. I'll get what I need out of him in just a few minutes as soon as you're done.
I'm sorry.
So what's the situation?
So I'm new here. I bartend on the weekends. I work for a retail company.
Okay.
I don't make much. I make $40,000 a year. 20 from the bartender and 20 from the retail. And we met at the bar. And he liked the bartender. So
Okay.
that's how we got started. And I thought things was good. My mentor, I thought me and her was close, and she was trying to get to my man, and that's what happened. So
But this case isn't just about money. More than anything, Ms. Thomas says she wants her son to know his father. Sadly, she doesn't believe that's something the father is interested in. She shares her story with quiet strength, explaining that she works long hours to provide for her child, bartending on weekends and holding a retail job during the week. She brings in around $40,000 a year, doing everything she can to make ends meet. Ms. Thomas first met the child's father while working at the bar. At the time, she thought a real connection was forming. Although he warned her not to catch feelings, his actions told a different story: late-night phone calls, surprise visits to her family's home. To her, it felt like more than just a fling. Then came a betrayal that left her stunned. Someone she deeply trusted, her mentor, became involved with the same man. That emotional blow was made worse when she learned they were now expecting a child together. After that, she says, he completely distanced himself and stopped even pretending to play a role in their son's life. The judge, listening carefully, asks a critical question. Has the father ever acknowledged the child as his own?
and
How long did y'all date? Y'all have a dating relationship?
yeah, well, I thought we was dating. He said, nah, don't look at it like that. Let's just be cool. Let's be friends, but don't catch no feelings. But then you calling me 3 o'clock in the morning and you showing up to my mama's house. And
How did I say
I ain't
that
got-
we have a 2-year-old?
what?
How did I say that we have a 2-year-old?
I don't know how you said anything. Excuse, I'm sorry. I'm just so flustered because we could have handled this outside. We didn't have to come to court.
We could.
Well, that's kinda what court is
child
for.
support.
Hold on, Miss Thomas. That's what court is for.
The judge then asks a key question. Has a DNA test confirmed paternity? Ms. Thomas nods. Yes, a test was done, and the results are clear. He is the biological father. With that confirmed, the court turns to hear the father's side of the story. He introduces himself as a football coach and physical trainer. But almost as soon as he begins speaking, he tries to discredit Ms. Thomas by calling her dishonest. The judge steps in right away, putting a stop to the disrespect. She reminds both parties that the courtroom is a place for facts, not personal attacks, and that emotional tension must not interfere with the proceedings. The father claims he does make an effort to spend time with his son, mostly by bringing him to football games, where the child plays alongside other kids and appears to enjoy himself. He says he's not opposed to paying child support and wants to do his part. However, he says that when it comes to co-parenting, conversations with Ms. Thomas often spiral into conflict, something he blames on their complicated history, especially now that he's in a relationship with her former mentor. The judge doesn't let that slide. She points out what many are probably thinking. Relationships can end, but choosing to date someone so close to the child's mother is bound to stir up painful emotions and can make healthy co-parenting much harder.
What you presume to be a dating relationship. You met at the bar. I mean, did y'all have some bad shots or something because the relationship didn't work?
It was a nice long shot at the time.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna have to start doing better asking these questions. I'm going to have to start doing better. Yeah, no, I don't want to know what was going on in you all's relationship in terms of conception with the baby. Okay, I'm just doing like a little recap. It might have a little pettiness in there, but it's like a little recap, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So y'all met at the bar.
Yeah.
And the baby is here, 2 years old.
At this point, Ms. Thomas shares something deeply personal. She admits she still has feelings for the father. That, she says, is what makes the situation feel so painful. She feels not only let down, but also embarrassed and emotionally abandoned. The judge listens with empathy, recognizing how hard it is to separate emotions from parenting. But she makes one thing clear: while feelings are valid, they cannot get in the way of raising a child. The focus now has to be on the child's well-being and providing a sense of consistency from both parents. With another baby on the way, this time between the father and Ms. Thomas's former mentor, the judge reminds them that, like it or not, they are becoming part of one extended family. Cooperation, not conflict, will be key moving forward. The conversation then turns to visitation. The father says his time with the child is limited, usually just on weekends, and even then, not always. The judge clarifies the law. Once a formal child support order is in place, it typically includes legal rights for visitation. If Ms. Thomas interferes with those rights, the father has the option to come back to court and request enforcement. This isn't just about fairness to the father, it's about ensuring the child has access to both parents, which is vital for healthy development.
Dad doesn't want to have anything to do with the little boy.
No.
He doesn't take him anywhere?
And it was okay at first. We was talking, it wasn't until he got with my mentor.
Oh, okay.
To me, that's the big issue. Before she came into the picture, we was talking, it was fine. I'm like, okay, if you're not gonna
Was he visiting with the baby, taking the baby anywhere?
On Sundays, going to church, that was it.
No weekends?
Nah.
Nothing during the week?
Nah.
I'm a football coach. He used to be at games with me.
Hold on, one second. Is there anything else you want me to know before I move over to?
After reviewing the father's income and deductions, the court calculates a monthly child support payment of $132. On top of that, he must reimburse $100 each month for health insurance, bringing the total to $142 per month. As the hearing wraps up, the atmosphere remains tense. Ms. Thomas firmly reminds the father to make his payments on time. His response is dismissive, but once again, the judge redirects the focus. This isn't about personal grievances. It's about the child. This case, like so many others, highlights a difficult truth. When adults let emotions take the lead, the ones who suffer most are often the children. At the end of the day, both parents now have legal responsibilities and rights, and it's up to them to put their child's needs ahead of their past. Thanks for watching Judge Bench, where real stories inside the courtroom bring out powerful lessons in life, love, and justice. Be sure to subscribe and stay tuned for more eye-opening cases that show what's really at stake when families come before the bench. Until next time, stay fair and stay informed.